Hi guys. Just wanted to see what everyone I don't know why. How do I turn the filter off? Ooh, that's more like it. There we go. I hate when it puts like a weird, that filter bugs me because it just like doesn't look like my face. Yeah, it's so windy. SDRUN. Oh, that's probably just your first initial. I was thinking it meant San Diego. Yeah, where I'm at, it's terrible. I'm really close to all of the fires, but haven't had to evacuate. But my power's been going off a lot, which is why I definitely wanted to mention in my live announcement for tonight that I don't know for sure if my power's gonna be in. Goka, you could figure that out very easily. It would not be hard at all to find where to see that. Makes me think you haven't tried. I feel like this filter is making my face look big, but that's okay. Like a thick jaw. I love a girl with a thick jawline though. You don't have any smoke yet in Fresno from it? I just feel like, I don't even know. It's been so crazy just the way that the smoke is traveling with the fires that like with these winds, I don't even know how fast the wind would get anywhere because I wouldn't have expected everything to be moving this fast, honestly. It's crazy. It's actually so scary. I've lived here my whole life, so I'm just used to like everything catching on fire all the time, but it's like some of these spots that are catching on fire and then like some of the, obviously the wind, it's just so crazy. I went to Portugal and I learned a really small amount of Portuguese for that, but I'm not like comfortable with it, you know? I definitely don't speak it well, and I was only there for a couple days, so I just learned like super basic things. And my pronunciation is bad. Like I was trying to use it with our food tour guide and he had no idea what I was trying to say. So I guess I just didn't learn it. I guess that's a no. You're waiting for the big one in the Central Valley. Jeez. Yeah, I mean, I guess, what's that law in science that's like, if it can happen, it will happen? Like, I guess I knew it would happen because of that. Because everyone's been, like, all the news outlets and stuff have been warning us about the wind for a while, but it's still spooky. It's really spooky. But I'm okay, yeah. I haven't even had to evacuate, thankfully. I'm kind of wondering if I should pack a bag, though. It's kind of getting to that point. But I just feel like I'm pretty minimal. Like, I feel like once we're under, like, a warning, then I would pack a bag. But I'm kind of minimal with what I need. So I feel like I'd be okay. I've had to evacuate before. Really? Is it getting long? It looks bad right now because I just got out of the shower, so it's still drying. But it is getting longer. It used to be down to here. Isn't that crazy? Should I pull out pics of when it was that long? It was crazy. But I always felt like I was giving, like, homeschool mom with the long hair, like, trad wife vibes. Oh my gosh, where do you live in Portugal? That's like my dream, to move to Portugal. If I ever disappear off this app, I probably want to live in Portugal. I think because my hair is not like the thickest, so once it gets to a certain length, it starts to look very homeschool mom vibes. Like it just looks like I've lived a life of a lot of stress, you know? So I gotta keep it a little bit short. But yeah, right now it's sitting weird because I'm letting it air dry. I was showering. And then I'll probably use a little heat on it and get it in the right shape. But I do feel like because I curl it a lot, or I'll do like little waves or whatever, then it looks shorter than it actually is in my videos and stuff. You're playing Sims at work. I've been obsessed with this horrible game called Disco Zoo. It's like one of the boringest games ever, and I can't stop playing it. You love Portugal? I love Portugal. I went to Porto, but I haven't been to Lisbon. I really want to go to Lisbon, or I haven't been to the coast. I've only been to Portugal. I also really want to go to the Douro Wine Valley. That's like bucket list for me. I would love to go. I know, Frankles, you gotta come back. I miss you over there. You could come tonight. It makes me sad, but I understand. You gotta do what you gotta do. But I feel like people don't realize, because I just like run all my pages myself and stuff, I feel like people don't realize that I get sad when you guys aren't on there. I miss you. It's not like, you know, I'm not like a person with like a million people on my site. Like I have a good amount of people, but like I know who everyone is and stuff, you know? Why don't Oh, you guys, the air outside is so bad right now. I'm just breathing like this, like that's how I'm breathing. It's so loud. It's kind of scary. I mean, it is scary. I want to go to Lisbon so bad. I was visiting Barcelona when I went to Porto, and then Porto got added on. It was actually because our friends were supposed to be in Porto and Lisbon, so we had to pick which one we wanted to go to, and I really wanted to go to Porto. So I saw them in Porto, or I didn't see them because one of our friends got like a back injury at the last minute, so it just ended up being just me and then my other friend, and we went to Porto, just the two of us, and we had no idea what we were doing because it was sort of like the main leg of their trip, but for us, we were just meeting them there, and so it was kind of, yeah, it was really kind of a random trip because we didn't have anything planned except for this food tour, but it was amazing. We stayed at the best hotel I've ever, well, okay, it's not that the hotel was so nice, like it was nice, but it wasn't the hotel that was so nice, it was the restaurant that was attached to it called the Garb. That is something you can't miss in Porto. That was the best food I've ever eaten. I really stand by that. That and then this restaurant in, there's this restaurant in South Orange County. I think it's in San Juan Capistrano, but I'm not super familiar with that area. I could be wrong. But it's called Mayfield. They're both like Middle Eastern food. Those are the two best restaurants I've ever been to. What's you guys' favorite kind of food? I think for me, it's definitely Middle Eastern food. And my favorite thing to cook at home is Turkish eggs. I'm sure you guys are sick of seeing me post my Turkish eggs and my homemade bread. Maybe I am supposed to be trad wife. I feel like there's a lot of OF girls that will do like the the OF to what's it called? Trad wife pipeline. Which is so hilarious, but I'm like, maybe I'm next. I feel like it's just people get rich and they're like, I guess I can just make bread and hang out at home now. It's really the dream, right? Turkish eggs. I feel like I'm gonna butcher this, so if anyone is Middle Eastern and hears me saying this and I'm saying it wrong, let me know in the chat. I'm sorry. But my understanding of Turkish eggs is that it is labna on the bottom, like a garlicky yogurt, and then poached eggs, which I'm really good at poaching eggs, not to toot my own horn, and then you do a Aleppo pepper dressing, which I put chili into just to make it spicier, but that's not traditional. And then your spices, which, you guys, controversial, but I don't like dill, so I put cilantro on top, and then I do feta, which is also not traditional. But it's so good, and normally when you do all your, like, fresh herbs, I think normally you would do dill is really popular, and then I don't know what else, but yeah, when I had it in Portugal at Garb, I ate it with za'atar bread, and that was amazing. And then now I usually would just make like a crusty bread to go with it and do like pieces of toast. Oh my gosh, I can't talk. You guys, the air quality is so bad. Pieces of toast, and I'll fry them on the pan. Like, I don't know if everyone does this now, but I'll always fry my toast in the pan with like some extra butter and oil. It's so good. This is why I have to be a gym girly, because I like to eat like that. Also, guys, I got my nails done. What do we think? They match. Free toes. They match. It's so funny. Every time that I show my feet on this app, people are like, feet for free. But I feel like I like wear sandals in public. You can't hear anything? Can anyone else not hear anything? Let me know in the chat if people can hear me. I don't think I muted myself. You like it? I know, free toes. I'm like, yeah, you also get free toes every time I'm at the beach, every time I'm, I don't know, wearing sandals. Like, I'll post literally a bikini photo on the beach, and it's like, did you want me to put shoes on the beach, or, like, cut my feet out because you don't want me to do feet for, I don't know. I always get people saying that. I know they're just joking, but I think it's so funny. Oh my gosh, I'm so out of breath, you guys. You guys, I'm a little too comfortable in this app, I'll be honest. Sometimes I really come on here and act like a freak, and then I remember, like, there's actually a lot of you guys on here. Yes, I love Laguna. Normally, I'll go to Malibu just because it's closer for me. I feel like it's kind of a similar vibe, but Laguna is my favorite. It's the best. And also, I'm trying to think where it is that I went in San Diego that was really nice. I think Encinitas and La Jolla are really nice in San Diego. I would live in San Diego 100%, and I would also live, like, further up north. But I don't know, I've just always lived in LA. I feel like there's a certain age where you just, like, all your friends and family are in one place, and you just, like, don't want to move around, you know? It's like, I feel like I'm at a point now where I would rather get a 1-month lease in, like, another place and still pay for my place in LA than, like, fully move myself. And I think part of it is, like, I don't know, I just have stuff now. I have items. I know I'm saying that and I'm so young, but I just feel like it's like when you're a teenager, you're like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna live in this place and this place and this place. And then it's like, once you start making money, you're like, or I could just travel there. Plus, I feel like you lose the magic of a place to a certain extent if you move there versus traveling there. But, I don't know. I always thought I would move around a lot, and now it's like, I don't. Thanks, Mari. It's very close to me. It's freaky. The air quality is horrible. But everybody's okay so far. Nobody's had to evacuate, thankfully, which is really, really nice. But it is scary. Everybody go follow Mari in the chat. But that's why I'm breathing so loud, you guys. Yeah, I probably will. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'll move one day, but I feel like with the industry that I'm in and, like, doing social media and stuff, it's just like, why would I move at this point, you know? I feel like maybe if I stop doing this and end up in, like, a remote job or something, which is very likely, like, who knows, you know, then I'd be more inclined to move somewhere, but it's really nice being in the same place where, like, everyone else lives in the industry. Like, I have a lot of friends who do what I do, and I feel like my friends who live in other places don't really have that same sense of community with other girlies in the industry. I mean, some people, like, if you live in New York or Miami or something, it's definitely similar, but it makes a smaller pot, you know? Yeah, exactly. And I am a beach girl, so I think it's tough. Like, there's other places with beaches for sure, but, like, the fact that I'm by the beach and there's no, like, real winter, I can travel to winter. I have a lot of family that lives in different places that do get real seasons, so I feel like I get out a lot. I feel like my desire to move just, like, subsided when I started. It is the famous chair. It subsided when everybody started moving around, and now it's like, I can go see them and stay with them for free. It is, in fact, the famous chair. If you know, you know. Lot of good times. Is Naomi my best friend? Yes. Love her. She really is. I feel like a lot of people, which, no shade, but I feel like a lot of people will have, like, social media besties where it's, like, more just, like, a gimmick for their page, you know? Which I totally get that because it's just, like, I don't know. You can have, like, your best friend who's also in social media or whatever, but we're, like, actually truly besties. We send each other enough voice messages every single day that we should have a podcast. Maybe we will. Maybe that's 2025 is the year that we get a podcast. Yeah, kind of, but also just, like, social media, too. And then some other stuff that I do. I don't get into my, like, vanilla stuff on here, but there's a few different things that I do that... Frank, I do have a podcast. I do, but it's no longer... We're not releasing new episodes. So, because my co-host has a vanilla and doesn't have time like I do. And I don't know, I just, like, didn't really have the motivation to take it back over. Here, I'll put the name of it in the chat. It just feels like, I don't know. It's on Spotify. It just feels like, I think it's like $5 right now. It just feels like the podcast was only about, like, the questions that I would get on here. Like, I wanted to see, I would do, like, a Q&A on here, right? And I would feel like, okay, whatever people are asking me about, this is what they want me to talk about. So then I would just talk about, like, I don't know if I can say the name of the site, but you guys know what site I'm on. Like, I would just talk about that all the time. And so the whole podcast was, like, really built around that, where I feel like there's only so much that I have to say. Like, it's not my passion. It's not something that I'm, like, I really enjoy doing this, you know, but it's not like I have, like, so much to say on it where I'll never run out of podcast ideas or something. Like, I feel like really what I wanted was a podcast I could just yap on, and, like, building a brand around that was just not the move. So, I don't know. In the future, I think it's better to, I don't know. I think it'd be better to just make a podcast to yap. 26? I'm not 26. I like it though. I like the guessing game. This is why I don't say on here. If people message me on my sites, I'll say, but I just don't say on here because people can just keep guessing forever. And you guys always guess older than I am, which I should be insulted by. Yeah, exactly. Like, I feel like there's people who would want to listen to me yap, and maybe it'd be more for the girlies, you know? Because I feel like all that people really care to hear from me is more like, I don't know, people care if they find me here or whatever, they want to hear more about, like, the sites and stuff, and I totally get that. Like, that's a lot of my brand on here, so I understand that, but I don't know, even the gym stuff, it's like, I only have so much to say about it, you know? Like, I wouldn't say I'm, like, fitness expert just because I spend a lot of my time at the gym and like it. Like, I feel like people think that, I don't know. I don't need to get on this whole rampage. You guys get what I'm saying. I just want to yap. I was born to yap. That's what I'm saying. I think it would be fun to have one with Naomi.